karma of love. Why you attract your partner. Have you ever met someone and instantly felt like you've known them forever? Or perhaps you've wondered why some people find loving, supportive partners, while others seem trapped in a cycle of difficult relationships. What if I told you this isn't random chance or luck? Today we're exploring something that affects every single one of us. The hidden karmic forces behind who we attract in love and relationships. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why certain people enter your life and how to transform your relationship patterns forever. This isn't just another dating advice video. What I'm about to share will completely change how you view every connection in your life. Before we dive deeper, I want to ask you something. Have you noticed recurring patterns in your relationships? Maybe you keep attracting partners who can't commit, or people who don't value your worth, or relationships that begin beautifully but always seem to unravel in the same way. Drop a comment below if you've experienced this. I read all your thoughts, and I'm certain you'll discover you're not alone in these patterns. There's a profound teaching from Zen Buddhism that applies perfectly to relationships. In the Dhammapada, Buddha taught, "What we are today comes from our thoughts of yesterday, and our present thoughts build our life of tomorrow. Our life is the creation of our mind." This wisdom extends beautifully to our relationships. Master Honi, drawing from similar Buddhist wisdom, expressed it this way: "You can only marry someone whose blessings match your own." Consider this deeply for a moment. What if your relationship isn't determined by dating apps or social connections, but by the energy and karma you've cultivated over time? A person with abundant positive karma naturally draws in a partner with equally harmonious energy. Someone carrying challenging karmic patterns will attract relationships that mirror those very challenges. In Zen Buddhism, this reflects the principle of Inga, the Japanese term for cause and effect. Every action creates a corresponding reaction. The Zen masters teach us that nothing happens by accident. Everything arises from causes and conditions we have helped create, whether consciously or unconsciously. Your relationship experiences are no exception to this universal law. Let's explore what this means practically for your love life. Imagine your relationships as a karmic ledger, or what Zen practitioners might call your karma account. Every compassionate, honest, and loving action deposits positive energy into this account. Every instance where you manipulate others, act from selfishness, or cause harm creates karmic debt that must eventually be balanced. Here's what's truly fascinating. This karmic account isn't just affected by how you treat romantic partners. The Zen teaching of interconnectedness, or Indra's net, shows us that every interaction affects the whole. That stranger you were impatient with, the friend whose kindness you dismissed, the former partner you disappeared on rather than having an honest conversation. All of these actions shape your relationship karma. I invite you to reflect on your most recent significant relationships. Were they characterized by mutual respect and support? Were they filled with recurring conflicts and pain? Were they somewhere between these extremes? Your honest assessment reveals important insights about your current relationship karma. Let me share a story I once heard from a Zen teacher. A woman named Sarah kept attracting controlling partners who would initially shower her with affection, but eventually become possessive and jealous. Through meditation and self-reflection practices, she realized she had a pattern of using her charm to create emotional dependency in others, then withdrawing when they became too attached. The controlling partners were perfect karmic mirrors, reflecting back to her exactly what it felt like to experience emotional manipulation. Once she recognized this pattern through mindful awareness and worked to heal it, her next relationship developed with much greater balance and health. The Buddha taught that suffering arises from attachment and ignorance. In relationships, our suffering often comes from attachment to patterns we don't even see clearly. Let's explore why some relationships feel so challenging from a karmic perspective. Zen Buddhism teaches us to look deeply at our suffering to find its roots. When we do this with relationships, we discover they typically fall into 3 categories. The first type are mirror relationships. These partners trigger your deepest insecurities and wounds because they're reflecting aspects of yourself you haven't yet acknowledged or healed. Zen masters would call this kensho, seeing into your true nature. That partner who criticizes you in ways that feel deeply familiar, not coincidence, but karma. That person who makes you feel unseen when visibility is your deepest need. A perfect karmic mirror. As the Zen saying goes, the obstacle is the path. These difficult relationships are actually doorways to profound self-discovery. Let me offer a practical application of this teaching. If you consistently feel unvalued in relationships, the Zen approach would be to ask, where might I be undervaluing myself or others? How might I be overlooking the inherent worth in all beings? The mirror always reflects in both directions. This is similar to the Buddhist practice of metta, or loving-kindness meditation, where we recognize that all beings deserve love and respect, beginning with ourselves. The second type are balanced relationships. The ancient Buddhist texts speak of karmic debts and how they must eventually find equilibrium. These connections feel like you're balancing scales from past actions. Maybe you once betrayed someone's trust, and now you're experiencing a partnership where trust is the central issue. Or perhaps you once abandoned someone who needed you, and now you find yourself in a relationship where you feel abandoned. This isn't punishment, it's what Zen Buddhists would call mujo, or the natural flow of cause and effect toward balance. I once heard about a man named Tenzin who couldn't understand why his marriage was filled with financial struggle, despite both partners working diligently. Through Zazen meditation practices, he came to recognize a lifelong pattern of carelessness with resources and taking support from others without genuine gratitude. His marriage was offering him the opportunity to learn resource mindfulness and appreciation, core values in Buddhist practice. The third type are growth catalyst relationships. In Zen, we speak of shugyo, the rigorous training that leads to awakening. Some relationships serve exactly this purpose. They're specifically designed to help you grow in ways you've been resisting. That partner who won't let you hide from conflict might be exactly what your conflict-avoidant conditioning needs to transform. That heartbreaking separation might be the only experience powerful enough to awaken you to your true path. I'm reminded of a woman named Alexis, whose devastating divorce initially seemed like life's greatest tragedy, until it became the catalyst for her spiritual awakening and her discovery of Buddhist practice. She later understood that relationship had perfectly fulfilled its karmic purpose by guiding her toward her true path. As Zen Master Dogen taught, when you find your place where you are, practice occurs. Now, let's explore how to transform your relationship karma to attract more harmonious connections. The Buddha provided a clear path toward liberation, and we can apply these same principles to free ourselves from repeating relationship patterns. The first step is right view, or seeing clearly. Look at your relationship patterns with honest awareness, without judgment or aversion. What themes keep repeating? What emotions arise most frequently? These patterns are your karmic curriculum. They show exactly what your consciousness needs to transform. This mirrors the Zen practice of shikantaza, just sitting with what is, observing without attachment. When we apply this to relationship patterns, we create space for profound insight to arise naturally, without forcing or analyzing. The second step is taking complete responsibility, what Buddhists would call right intention. This doesn't mean blaming yourself for others' harmful actions. It means recognizing how your choices, beliefs, and unhealed parts have contributed to your relationship experiences. Instead of asking, "Why does this keep happening to me?" the Zen approach asks, "How am I co-creating this experience?" This shift from victim consciousness to creator consciousness is transformative. I want to be absolutely clear. If someone has abused you, that is never your fault. But noticing if you keep choosing partners with similar concerning behaviors is a pattern you can become aware of and transform through mindful attention. The third step involves clearing karmic residue, similar to what Zen Buddhists call letting go or non-attachment. This requires emotional release work. You must forgive, not because others deserve forgiveness, but because holding on to resentment keeps you energetically tied to old patterns. As Buddha taught, holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. Write forgiveness letters you never send. Practice releasing ceremonies. Sit in meditation with old wounds, allowing them to dissolve in your awareness. Every bit of emotional baggage you release creates space for new, healthy connections to enter. The fourth step focuses on cultivating wholesome karma, what Buddhists call right action and right speech. Remember that karmic account we discussed? It's time to make substantial deposits. Practice being the kind of partner you wish to attract. Speak truthfully when deception would be easier. Choose kindness when indifference is tempting. Show up with consistency. Establish healthy boundaries. Express sincere appreciation. The Buddha taught that our actions create seeds that will eventually bear fruit. Plant beautiful seeds now for future relationships. Here's a powerful practice drawn from Zen Buddhist tradition. For the next 21 days, practice what's called aware appreciation. Find something to genuinely appreciate about every person you interact with. Acknowledge it, either silently or aloud. This mindfulness practice can dramatically shift your relationship karma by changing how you perceive and engage with others. The fifth step involves transforming your core beliefs, similar to what Zen Buddhism calls changing your mind ground. If deep in your consciousness you hold beliefs like relationships always lead to suffering, or people will eventually betray me, you'll continually create that reality. In Zen, we understand that our thoughts create our world. Identify your fundamental beliefs about love and consciously choose new ones that align with the relationship you wish to experience. I once heard about a man named Jason who kept attracting emotionally unavailable partners. Through regular Zazen meditation, he discovered he carried a deep unconscious belief that truly being seen by someone would lead to rejection. The Buddha taught that, with our thoughts, we make the world. Once Jason recognized and transformed this belief through mindful awareness practices, his relationship patterns shifted completely. How will you recognize when you've transformed your karma and attracted a relationship that reflects this growth? Zen Buddhism offers us beautiful guidance here too. First, the relationship will feel both alive and peaceful, not dull peaceful, but what Zen calls nirvana, or calm abiding. You'll experience a deep sense that you can rest in this connection rather than constantly struggling to maintain it. Second, challenges will still arise, as they do in all of life, but you'll respond to them completely differently. Instead of triggering each other's wounds, you'll help each other heal. Difficulties become opportunities for deeper connection, rather than threats to the relationship. This reflects the Zen teaching that the obstacle is the path. Every challenge becomes an opportunity for awakening. Third, you'll feel truly recognized and accepted, not just the carefully constructed self you present to the world, but your authentic being with all its complexities. In Zen Buddhism, this reflects the principle of tathata, or suchness, being seen and accepted exactly as you are. Fourth, the relationship will energize rather than deplete you. After spending time together, you'll feel more fully yourself, not less. This aligns with the Buddha's teaching that right relationships support our path rather than hinder it. Let me share something from my own practice. I noticed a pattern of attracting partners who were emotionally inconsistent, fully present one day and completely distant the next. Through meditation and self-inquiry, I discovered I was emotionally inconsistent with myself, harshly judgmental in some moments and overly indulgent in others. As I developed a more stable, compassionate relationship with my own consciousness through regular Zen practice, my relationship patterns naturally transformed. As the Buddha taught, peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. This doesn't suggest perfect partners have no imperfections. They certainly do. But their particular growth edges won't precisely align with your deepest wounds in ways that create continuous suffering. Instead, your strengths will complement each other's areas for growth, creating a balanced dance of mutual evolution. This reflects the Zen understanding of harmony, not sameness, but complementary energies working together. Let's make this wisdom immediately applicable. Here's a practice you can begin right now, drawn from Zen tradition. Identify your most challenging relationship pattern, the one that causes the most suffering. Sit in meditation with the question, what is this teaching me? What needs healing within my own consciousness? Allow the answer to arise naturally without forcing it. Journal about your insights afterward. Remember the wisdom of Master Honi and the Buddha. Your relationships aren't random accidents or luck. They're direct reflections of your karmic energy and consciousness. This understanding is actually empowering because it means you have the ability to transform your relationship experiences by transforming yourself. As the Buddha taught, you yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. This self-compassion becomes the foundation for all healthy relationships. If this teaching resonates with you, please give this video a thumbs up and share it with someone who might benefit from this wisdom. Comment below with your most significant relationship insight. I read every comment and often find inspiration for future Moon Mind Temple videos in your experiences. Don't forget to subscribe and activate notifications. Thank you for spending this time in contemplation with Moon Mind Temple today. As we conclude, I leave you with this Zen saying, the love you seek is not waiting somewhere in a distant future. It is emerging through your awakened consciousness right now, with every choice you make. Thank you for spending this time in contemplation with Moon Mind Temple today. As we conclude, I leave you with this Zen saying, the love you seek is not waiting somewhere in a distant future. It is emerging through your awakened consciousness right now, with every choice you make. May your relationships reflect your highest evolution. See you in the next video. Before you go, I'm curious, what was your most meaningful realization from today's teaching? Share it in the comments below. Until our paths cross again, may you walk in mindful awareness.